Hey everyone. Hello. Welcome back. It's Thursday again. Um Not shocking. Hi. Do let me know if the sound and the video are okay. I don't know. Lately I keep having weird issues, so I'll just ask every time. Hello. Hey, Kala. So I hope you can see me and hear me okay. And yeah, we're oh, cool. Thank you. Good to know. Always good to know. And yeah, today we're in the bathroom again. It sounds so weird to say that, but that's where we are. If you I'll do the double screen. And I hope that there will not be any echo or anything, but so far so good it seems. So yeah, if you've seen, then I posted on Instagram a little reel of me painting this little tub, this manky old tub. I must say I am both proud and horrified by the amount of dirt this bathtub has. It's truly kind of disgusting if you think of it, but let's not let's not think of it. um All's well, but yeah, I am very happy with how it came out. So the painting process of this, there's a very quick kind of spit up video in my Instagram. um I Instagram is and Facebook are kind of weird sometimes, so I couldn't share it to. Hey, Carmen. Ooh, hi from the Netherlands. Cool. How is the Okay, I'm just gonna ask everybody, how is the freeze situation in your area right now? Because in here, I mean, in my city, we never have snow, but it's been, well, freezing relatively to the temperatures we have here in general. But yeah, it's gotten pretty cold. We had a lot of rain, and then it got sunny and cold. But winter. I like it. I know a lot of people don't, but I really like winter. So, Menki Tab, very happy with it. I have posted. Oh, thank you so much, Carmen. That means a lot. I did post a real, like a very quick process video of painting this tub in Instagram. I tried to share it to Facebook. It wouldn't. So I might just do like even a slightly, slower video that you can actually see maybe a little bit better and post it on Facebook, so you'll have variation. 0 degrees in Hamburg. Okay, bit of snow in the morning, but it didn't last. Well, that is very cold. Okay. Yeah, now I feel all warm again. Always happens when I hear about other people's temperatures. So we're going to work on the walls of the bathroom today. I'm gonna move full screen to the table so we can see a bit more. So as usual, basically what we're working on is a layer of paper that is kind of right. That's like a base that I will work on. And my plan is to do a kind of look that, it looks like peeled paint. Oh, hello, bot. Everybody say hi to the bot. No, don't. Just ignore it. So basically, this is a little test paper that I did. And I'm planning on doing something of this. Something like this. I really like the look of the peeled paint, and I'll show you how I did this. And I will say, So the technique that you're also going to make more mini villages with the Tim Holtz dies. Yes, I definitely am. I'm actually thinking of maybe doing one like on the live stream, because I was saying last week that I'm thinking of taking not taking a break from this project, but kind of doing um, not doing it weekly, because there's a lot of little bits that I would need to do that are not really that interesting because I've done it live before. And I was thinking of maybe doing, just going through making a little Tim Holtz house. I think it would be cool. And everybody can join me too. That would be even cooler. Um, yeah. So, the technique I'm going to use today for this peeled paint wall is something that I've seen, I learned from another channel who's called Abandoned Miniatures. And if you like miniatures and you like kind of decay or, I don't know, vintage style and so on, you should definitely check him out. I haven't had the chance to kind of edit the description before I started the live, but I will do it, and then um, I will add his channel address, because truly amazing. And also, he has a very relaxing voice, so it's really nice to listen to him. Which I know it's like not the main point in when you watch craft videos, but it's nice. It's nice. So we have the walls, and I'll show you the technique. Basically, going to work in layers. Oh, and I wanted to show you also before we start that I have made. Let me see if you can see the details. I think you can catch the details. It's pretty cool. So these little trims, I guess it would be called trims. I used again like one of the Green Stuff World rulers, and I think it's actually upside down. But yeah, and you can see there's a very delicate design, and this I think will be the trim between the floor and the wall. We'll talk about it a bit more, but let's start. So because the idea is that we're basically doing paint and peeling and like layers of paint and peeling between them. So the first thing we're going to do, and you can see that I've already started with one of the walls, but I'm going to continue with these two. And yes, I'm going to use some distress paint here. Maybe should I put paper? I'll put paper underneath it. I think you might see better. And also, less cleaning. So what we're starting with is just doing this base color that is actually going to be almost completely covered. This is just going to peek through. And I purposely actually chose colors that don't necessarily look that good together, because, the idea is, and I'm just going to paint as I speak. But the idea with these things is always that it's basically, the house was renovated, or the room was renovated. So they weren't planning for anybody to actually see the old paint, but, the room wall got ruined. So, so now you can see it. And the reason that I'm using distress paints specifically, not any other acrylic paints, aside from the fact that I really love the colors, is that they react beautifully with water. And I want to create this kind of a bit of water stain feel to the walls, because, yeah, that looks older and more disgusting. That's terrible. But this bathroom is going to be pretty disgusting, actually. In general, I would say that until now, when we built the and ooh, I'm happy you're excited, Carmen. I will definitely do the Tim Holtz house thing, and I'll just post about it. Like I'll let people know ahead, but you know, it will definitely be here on Thursday. So, yeah, generally speaking, until now, when I did the rooms, they were mostly pretty well preserved. I mean, used, but not like destroyed. But I have the idea that I'll just show you that in here, that this window here, the window basically for the bedroom, will be a broken window. So there'll be like, you know, more dust and maybe even leaves and stuff coming into the house. And because these two rooms are connected, then there will be more into that. Also, you know, bathroom, floods, problems, plumbing issues, all those things can definitely happen. Okay, so I'll just put this brush aside. I'm gonna actually, okay, gonna actually use a baby wipe here to kind of clean most of the paint off. Because I have another brush, but I feel like cleaning this one. I don't know. So yeah, and that's a quick way to do it without, especially okay when you're, if you want the paint, the color to be pure and beautiful and clean, don't do what I'm doing now. Do not reuse a brush like this. But I actually want it to be a little dirty. So yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning it up a little bit here. Also wrapping it in the baby wipe will make sure that it stays nice and soft and will not dry on me. Now, what I'm gonna do now, so I let this dry a little bit because these acrylic paints, they dry very, very quickly. And I'm going to basically do, you can see the little drips there, like the little paler spots. That's what I'm going to do now. And I'll just do it by, I'm kind of spraying water here. And I'm going to take another brush, dip it in the water, and just do like sprays like this. It's not, and I don't want it to be too much, just a little bit. And then I'll take I'm actually gonna, I think I might actually dry it a bit. So I'm gonna use a heat tool. Sorry for the noise. But you know, we want to actually finish during the live for a change. So yeah, this definitely quickens things up. Okay, so I'm not drying it completely at all. And I'm gonna just try and do this very kind of, yeah. Just spread it with a little, oh, good. Spread it with a little water. And now I'm gonna dab off a bit. Yeah, I actually probably dried the paint more than I should have, but that's okay. We can just play with it a bit. There we go. And remember, this is the bottom layer. It's not that critical how it actually looks. And oh, I should maybe say, because you'll see me doing this later, that I also like spraying the paint with water because it helps kind of removing or preventing, perhaps I should say, stains, not stains, the brush strokes to be very, very clear. Yeah, and now I'm just gonna gently dab some of the paint off, and yeah, I think that'll work. I'm gonna dry it fully now, and we'll do the next stage. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is basically use, and this is the trick that I learned from Abandoned Miniatures. I'm going to use masking fluid. This one is a watercolor masking fluid. Assuming you can use pretty much anything. He actually uses latex, but I have this masking fluid and it works perfectly well, so I'm using that. And the idea is that you're creating basically little spots that afterwards, you can, you put the masking fluid and then you paint it with another color and then you can scratch out and create the spots. So you really want very little, generally speaking. You don't need a ton. You do need, I had to shake it a bit, so that's why I had this lovely bubble there. And I'm using a very old, very miserable brush. You can see what horrible shape it's in. But honestly, this is the brush you want. Because in this scale of miniature, you want the spots to be as small as possible, really. So I don't know how much, or even if you can actually see what I'm doing, like the little spots, probably a little bit. But it's really a very small amount. I don't want this to be all over the place. So I want, so the fact that it's so open and destroyed is actually very helpful for this. So we're just doing a little bit here and there. The other reason that you want to use a destroyed brush is that this thing, the masking fluid, if you don't clean it immediately, it will destroy your brush. Like, totally. It's basically silicone. It's like plastic in your brush. So you do not want to leave it there. Let's put more door here. And I'm just really going very, very haphazardly. Just here and there, because, it's not going to be, stains are not going to be everywhere, and it's not going to be in any pattern. So we're leaving this to dry now, and I'll actually show you. The reason that I did this one ahead is because I wanted to be sure that we'll have at least one that is completely dry and we can do the next step. So you can see, actually, when I move it in the light, you can see the masking fluid kind of catching the light. You can see the dark spots. That is the masking fluid. But when you tilt it into the light and it catches it, you can really see it's shiny. That's because it's plastic. And I can see that this is already starting to dry, but we let it dry completely. If I'll bring this one up, you can see here, this one is still, part of it is light gray that is not dry yet. So we'll leave it aside, and we're gonna start with this guy. I'll just put this here, and I'll paint this one. Just a second. I'm actually going to do something I shouldn't do and wash my brush. But yeah, I forgot to bring another brush, so I want to use the same one. It happens, guys. It happens. So what I'm going to do as the paint, and I want it to be this sort of bluish, greenish, I don't know, aqua sort of ish color. Basically, it fits with these little trims. Did we say trims? Yeah, I believe we said. So it basically fits with these trims. So that's the idea. And for that, I am using a speckled egg, antique linen, and possibly a little bit of white, but I'm not sure if it'll be how much we'll put in. Two reasons that I'm mixing these colors. One is that speckled egg, even though it's a fairly pale blue within the palette, it's actually acrylic paints tend to dry darker than they look initially, and speckled egg does become more like darker and more grayish. And I wanted to have so I want to mix it to make it a little paler. And antique linen has this, first of all, pale colors that have quite a lot of white of them tend to be more opaque and kind of work better to mixing and changing the colors. Antique linen, the paint specifically, it's interesting if you know Tim Holtz Distress palettes of all like all these inks and the crayons and the paints and all of this, you know that the different mediums do have slightly different tints. There is something, because the materials is different. So a water-based ink cannot be, or an ink cannot have exactly the same tone, has exactly the same properties as acrylic paint. It's a very similar color. They definitely work together, but there is something always slightly different. And with antique linen specifically, the inks tend to be more, they have more of a yellowish, cream-like color. And the acrylic paint has more of a greenish undertone, which is perfect when you're doing all disgusting. This sounds terrible. I love this paint. I love this color, just to be clear. But when you're doing all disgusting things that are peeling off, it just looks good. It just works very well. Sorry, team. So now I'm just shaking the paint. These are very, very fluid acrylic paints. Some acrylic paints are more heavy-bodied. These are definitely on the fluid, liquid side. And they have wonderful properties for that. But that is also one of the reasons that I am adding the white paint into it, because I want it to be a bit more opaque. So I'm just gonna mix this all together. Okay, I am almost out of white. This is very sad, people. Just a sec. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can. Sorry. I need to get some more white. And now we get it all mixed up nicely. And you can see that that I'm dropping the brush. That's lovely. You can see that it's pretty similar to these trims. They don't need to be exactly the same at all. Trims often have a different feel to them, or different style, different color. So I'm not worried about that, but it's nice if I can pretty much get the same color. And paint it all. I'm probably going to need more than one layer. Although, so one of the things, you can see that the brush strokes are very strong. So one thing that we can do is take a brayer and just, do this. And look at that. Isn't that lovely? Got rid of all of the brush strokes. It left some scratches, but I don't think I mind. I'm actually going to do some more. I probably should have actually just used the brayer, but afterthought. So yeah, now I'm just this looks like a very weird, this is a very weird process, people. This is not, I'm just adding work to myself, but basically, yeah. We can just do this. Ooh, this looks nice and dirty. That sounds terrible again. But yeah, I definitely had a bit too much of the green on this brush. So yeah, you can see it now. Fun. So yeah, so I'm going to clean this brayer a bit, and I'm actually going to paint these two with a brayer because I think it will give me a much better result. And you don't need to clean your brayer, but I don't want to have the same situation of the green paint getting into my beautiful bluish thingy color. So I'm cleaning it a bit. Okay, so I'll put this aside to dry a bit. We can check now that these ones are completely dry. So I'm going to make again the mixture of these three paints, and we'll color these two walls as well. Okay, so blue, antique linen. I shouldn't say, yeah, it's speckled egg, antique linen. You can see that I'm putting quite a bit of that antique linen. And I'm going to put a dab of white if the white is willing. Actually, yeah, just a bit. There you go. And okay, yes, I will use this brush just to mix them up together. And there we go. And I can use the brush to just, put the axes on here. And then I'll use the brayer to just smooth it out nicely. And get to all the places that you need. Yay. Look at that. Nice. Ooh. Okay. And with this one, I'll just go straight with the brayer. Let's move this brush a bit. If you ever wondered if I'm a messy or clean crafter, you know the answer now. Yep. And actually, yeah, as you can see, actually the brayer itself can be a great way also to create layering of paints, of colors, because you can quite easily, if you're doing it gently, you can easily kind of create these little spots of paint that sort of accumulates in different ways, and it creates just very interesting texture and just looks nice. This wall is definitely going to be greener. That's okay. Yes. Okay. bit tricky working on smaller pieces of paper like this because they just kind of run away. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think that with this one, might be a case of, because the paint is not dry, it just mixes too much. So I'm going to just dry this one because I do want to cover it a bit with the more bluish color. So we'll do that. I do not. Okay, I have to ask you people in the chat, like when you see these bots things, is that a link? Because for me, it doesn't look like a link. And I seriously do not understand what that is. Is that a code? Is that like, what is that? I don't understand it. I find it silly and fascinating at the same time. Somewhat distracting, which is not good because I am easily distracted. But anyways, okay, now we can put a slightly more accurate coloring. And I mean, see, the thing is that because the whole, I would assume that's a link. Yeah. Maybe you have to like copy paste it, but it's always like, ugh. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I usually like, I report them after the live because during the live, well, I'm busy, people. I don't have time for you little bots. It's just so weird. But yeah. So because we're doing basically, you know, destroyed walls, this kind of not how do I put it? Uneven, that's the word. Uneven coloring is actually working really well. Just trying to decide if I want, let's dry these as well and decide if we want another layer of the paint. Oh, we're good with this. Well, I try not to fry my fingers. Aha. I always do that. Thankfully, my fingers are not very sensitive to heat because otherwise I would have burns, people. Burns. Okay. So that's pretty much dry. I need to decide. What do you say? I think it actually looks pretty good, right? Like, surprisingly quite matching. Okay, let's see. Are you dry completely? Maybe. Yeah. Okay, we can work with this one. So I'll just, so much mess off camera, but it's off camera, so you don't need to know. Cool. Thank you. So now we can see, even actually, I'll try to catch it in the light. No, focus on the right thing. Thank you. Yeah. So even with this layer of paint, you can see still that there's this shiny areas. And that is the masking tape, masking fluid. Sorry. And so what we'll do now is, I mean, you can use tools, but I will use my natural tools. Just gently kind of, you know, scratch it off. I'll try to do it close to the camera maybe. Let's see if we can get it in focus. Yeah, there you go. See? It just exposes the green from beneath. And the beauty here is that also even the, try and show you. First of all, yes, you can already see kind of the green that is filled, but I don't know. I think you can see maybe the texture a bit. There will be photos and you can see better. But basically what happens is that the masking fluids kind of leaves this, well, you can't peel it completely perfectly and it will not leave any kind of remains or any, there's another word for it that is escaping my mind right now. But if you kind of just peel it gently, it actually leaves, little pieces. So it really looks like the wall is kind of, just falling apart, which is what we're going for. So yay to that. There we go. Here there's a slightly bigger spot, but I think I'll leave it at that. And what I like about it is that even if you don't peel everything, it still leaves like, again, trying to focus. Like, I don't know how well you can see, but it does leave anyway this kind of texture, this uneven texture in the wall that always looks just old and tattered. And it's really cool. Okay. I can scratch more, but I'm going to kind of go over pretty much, basically I want to go over all of them. This one is, I think this one actually needs more paint. Let's see. I'm not sure because sometimes the, yeah, it looks different once you start kind of removing some of the, the masking fluid. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very distracted by peeling things off. But yeah. I really like how this, oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you're enjoying this. And I hope it's useful somehow. If you feel like making destroyed houses or something, I don't know. I mean, I think that there's so many ways actually that you can use these techniques. That's part of the fun. Sometimes you see someone using it doesn't have to be a destroyed wall. Just this is a beautiful detail for any kind of like mixed media background and stuff, I think. Ooh, that's a good example. I think if you can see, let's see if we can catch it kind of with the shading. Maybe not. But there's like a good little piece of the masking fluid that just stayed there and looks like a peeled wall. And I appreciate that very much. Ooh. Now we have a big spot there. Okay. And I just want little bits. I don't want it to look, I don't know, too peeled off. And yeah, I wanted to mention that if you remember when we did the kitchen, we used a crackle paste to create, to give the impression of an old peeling wall. And this is a different technique, and it gives a very different result. It works great when you're doing rusty things, to peel things, because it creates a very different texture from crackle paste. So it can be used in many ways, and I think it's really cool. So yeah. Now, okay, so this is, there we go. There's a bit more here, I think, I would like to peel. Not too much. There we go. Like this. Yeah. I'll have photos later that you can see more of the details. It looks extremely realistic. I really love this, the results of this technique. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, after maybe cleaning a bit of the paint off, is that we're gonna just put the walls into the room with the tub, and have a little look and decide if we want more paint. Because one of the fun things with this is that you can continue and add layers. You can continue, and it doesn't have to stop with these two colors. You can add more layers of paint and create more interest, really. So in this case, I think, ooh, I should probably dry this. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I think, let me see, what would be the best angle for you to see the room? You can actually, maybe I'll try and put it, trying to find something to put there to hold it up, but no, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so the idea now is basically that these walls go all around here. I think that belongs here. Yeah. I'll just bring it to the camera in a bit. It's a little tricky as usual, also because the tub is very much freestanding and not connected to anything. But yeah, if we bring it to the camera a bit, yeah. So now, one of the option also is to add at least part of the wall with tiles. And I am still kind of considering that, to be honest. With this, at the moment, let's say if we're not doing anything else, then there will be this kind of trim down at the bottom. I'm trying to find the angle. This is very challenging. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Move this wall. I am quite happy with the walls as they are, I think. What I'm not sure is whether or not. So let's see. Is this? Oh, honestly, keep trying to run away. So we can have this little trim at the base, and that will be kind of the end of it. The end of it. That will be the room, basically, with this little trim here. Another option is to have tiles up to around this height, at the very least on maybe this corner here where the tub is. It's not necessarily so. As I mentioned last time, this is for this house, there's no plumbing in the house. That was decided because plumbing is quite late, actually. And this house is supposed to be like 1850s or so, something like that. So no plumbing. So they did start to have a dedicated room for the bathtubs, for showering, but a lot of times it would be kind of yeah, it's basically, a lot of times it would have been like the old, like a dressing room that was renovated to kind of fit in with a bathtub. Um, and you wouldn't necessarily then have things like like tiles on the walls. Also, if you think of it, the reasons that we have tiles is a lot of time is to avoid the issues, because water and walls don't go well together, generally speaking. But if you don't have a shower, if it's just a tub that you fill in with a tankard or something, or bucket, then you don't really spread that much water around. So at least that's my assumption. So I'm thinking of just leaving it like that, not doing tiles. There will be a little kind of desk table around here in this corner, where they'll have a little basin or tankard that it's not a tankard. Tankard is what you drink from. Pitcher, a pitcher, or something like that, that you would have the water in. But that's basically it. It's a fairly stark room. There isn't much going on. Um, and I'm fairly happy with the walls, I think. Let me know if you think that I should put tiles, just for the interest, if anything else. Um, yeah, but that's about it, I think. I hope you enjoyed this little technique there. It's great and disgusting. Yeah, I know, right? Think tiles in the corner. Yeah. So I think we might do that. We might add tiles. They'll be a little cleaner than the ones on the floor, um, just because. But I think, yeah. And then I think it'll be cool to have, that there will be like the same trim in here will be on the floor, basically, and on this side it'll be like around this height, maybe even the height of the door, just for the heck of it, and then it just goes around over here, but on this wall it'll be at the bottom. Or maybe I'll just do this wall as well, I'm not sure, we'll see. um but yeah, because the tiles, I will do the same technique as I did here, so I don't think we'll necessarily do it live, because yeah, it's the same. I'll just do that later. I don't know. I think I'll post pictures of the bathroom as is right now, maybe. Okay, let's cut the trim to the right length, because it doesn't matter if it's gonna be higher, then it'll be higher, but it would still be at the same placing. I would still need the same length. Oh dear. Little mouse hole. Oh my god, yes. We definitely need a little mouse hole somewhere. That is an excellent idea. I love that. Okay. So yeah, let's cut it just so we can see how it looks. And I'm not even gonna bother with marking, because we have these super sharp scissors here that will just cut them. Just like this. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, the more I like the idea of having, maybe we'll do the tiles the same color as this. It'll just be, yeah, I think I like the idea. So I'll do the tiles basically the same color as this. The floor is its own unique, let's call it unique coloring. And we will have a little mouse hole somewhere. I should definitely have done a mouse hole in the kitchen, shouldn't I? Well, we might add a little friend in the kitchen. But but yeah, I think that I like the idea of having, like, imagine that the tub is around here, and we'll have the trim a little higher. Yeah, I like that. I'll do the tiles in the same color as the wall pretty much, or the same color as the trim. It'll be a little bit less dirty, and I don't know. I think it'll be very pretty. Have like 10 minutes. Do I have the stencil here? I had it before. I could start it. Haha. But yeah, I don't know. So basically, like, imagine that. I mean, we can use this just to imagine what it would look like. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, I like this. Okay, so we'll have tiles. Think. Yeah. Yeah, I know I have like 10 more minutes and I could basically start on the tiles, but I don't actually have the texture paste that I need here with me. I will have to run to bring it. So, I think I'll just do it offline, off camera. Yes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little, the wall, the peeling wall technique. And I'll finish it off and I'll have some pictures. But basically, this is, I think that we're kind of finishing the bathroom. Yes, there will be a little cabinet, but I'll figure it out a bit later. I think that next week we'll probably move to either the study or the bedroom. Both are an option. In the study, there's like all of this wall is going to be pretty much a giant library, which is kind of exciting. So we can do that. In the bedroom, of course, there's, the bed, which we haven't done. I haven't done a bed before. So that could be cool. I'm also planning in actually both of them. I think there will be a sort of a secret way up to the attic, our evil attic. In the bedroom, I think it'll be like a corner stairs, like a spiral stairs or something. The plan is for it to be actually hidden stairs, kind of inside the closet, but we'll have like a jar door or something that will show them. But basically, it's like hidden stairs in here. I haven't figured out completely how I'm going to do it from the study. I'm not sure that there will be another entrance because the area here is going to be kind of busy in the attic, I think. So yeah, I don't know which one we'll do, but it'll be fun. And yes, because the attic is it's a private space. Well, I'm not sure what I'll do. I might put a poll, but we'll see how it goes. I think we'll end it with this for today. And yeah, I hope you liked it and you liked our very, very dirty bathroom. But yeah, it's abandoned and kind of sad. But it's cool. And she needs a name. Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, I am kind of running in my head some names for the family, and then that will kind of give us maybe an idea for the mansion name. It should be something evil. We'll think of that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, stay safe and warm. I think that I dare say that it's probably more of a challenge where you are. So yeah, stay warm and keep safe. And I will see you next week. And thank you again so very much.